Vadodara Literature Festival. So when we talk about fitness, lifestyle, food, I think the first evident question is, what did you have for lunch?
All right, so the hotel where we were at had spread a very beautiful buffet, so picked up a little from there.
Okay.
A few things that they had served.
Have you heard of Sev Usal?
Have I heard of, I'm sorry?
Sev Usal?
Sev Usal, of course I have.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to try that. As soon as I came here, I was hunting for places to try that.
Okay. So we are going for Sev Usal after this, okay?
Oh, I love that plan. Please, let's do that.
Let me just take this opportunity to pitch my book here, because I've written about Sev Usal and how in a city like Gujarat, there is Vadodara, there is the influence of the Marathas, and that's how the misal came into being in Gujarat. Because I was very curious when I ate misal here, and I was like, how is usal and misal available here? And that's when I found out. So I had to use this opportunity to pitch my book.
Oh, great. So
now we can start.
Good plug-in. No, so but on a side note, generally Indians are food lovers or foodies, or how we call them, right? And Gujarat specifically is fond of food. So
every state likes to believe that they are the food state of the country. So yes.
Of course. And every state also wants to boast that we have the best street food or best cuisine or whatever. But Gujarat के खाने में एक अलग मिठास है.
चीनी है साथ में. Yes, I know that. वो बंगाल के खाने में भी है मिठास, थोड़ी सी चीनी साथ में. उस एक चुटकी चीनी की कीमत तुम क्या जानो रमेश बाबू?
नहीं.
हर खाने के स्वाद के बढ़ाने का काम करती है वो एक चुटकी चीनी. Actually, there's a scientific reason behind it. Let's forget that. Enjoy the moment.
नहीं, scientific भी बोल ही देता है. Actually, मतलब probably you will be able to tell us better. पर गुड़ से शायद.
हाँ. So what happens is when you add a pinch of sugar to savory dishes or a pinch of salt to sweet dishes, it helps to balance and balance the flavors, and it also helps to elevate all the other flavors added along with it. So that is why उस एक चुटकी चीनी की कीमत बहुत होती है.
एक चीज एक्स्ट्रा एडेड ये भी है कि गुजरात के सिर्फ खाने में नहीं पर लोगों में भी उतनी ही मिठास.
That I will agree. Yes.
આવામાં વધારે તાળીઓ પાડવાની હોય લ્યા. સમજાવવું પડે છે ગુજરાતીઓ તો.
And I understand Gujarati, so thank you.
So let me begin with a very basic food question, which is that so a lot of youngsters, especially when you're in college and when you're studying and staying in a hostel, whatever, तो कभी-कभी food choices इतना options ही नहीं होते हमारे पास कि time कम है, खा के निकलना है, project submission or whatever. How to make a smarter food choice when you are crunched for time? तो वो कैसे करें? क्या how to mindfully eat?
Okay. Yes, I do know that many times you guys skip meals or pick up things on the go, which may not be the healthiest of all options. And that, believe me, is the beginning of a lot of problems for your body and your mind as well. So what do? You keep healthier options around you. If you have a packet of chips, what do you think you're going to pick up? Naturally, that packet of chips, aren't you? But if you've got healthier choices around you, you'll definitely be picking up one of those. Now, let me give you an example. When my son went to college and he was living in a PG, I gave him a lot of premixes. Upma ka premix, poha ka premix. ठीक है. All he had to do was
गरम पानी में डाल दो.
बस गरम पानी मिलाया 3 मिनट में वो फ्लाइट वाला जैसा एकदम upma or poha was ready. So at least I was ensuring that he wasn't doing that. You can do that very easily too. Just keep a few healthier choices around you. And if you've got a kettle in your room, or if you've got, say, a hot plate, it's very easy to crack 2 eggs, and maybe make a quick scramble. Just throw a slice of toast along with it. It's much better than picking up something on the way. एक मैगी बना लो. मैगी बनाने में 2 मिनट नहीं लगता. It takes you good 5 to 6 minutes. In the same 5 to 6 minutes, you can definitely cook something healthier also. And should you wish, you can go and check out. There's an entire series of cooking in a kettle on my Instagram and my Facebook as well, where I'm teaching kids like you to cook healthier food in a kettle in your room, right? So it has all pohas and upmas and even a butter chicken and a paneer and everything in there that can be done in under 5 minutes.
Great.
Right? So you can definitely, it's all a matter of making a conscious choice for yourself.
Right.
बड़ी बड़ी बात लेकिन बिल्कुल सही बात है, ज़रूरी बात है. So, and remember, every time you open a pack of chips, it's not just you who's putting your hand inside that packet. There's another hand belonging to somebody also going in. La, मैं भी एक खा लूँ. So when you make that unhealthy choice, it's not just for yourself, it's for people around you as well. It's just like smoking. You inhale the smoke, somebody around
Someone
you.
else also.
Yes.
Would you want to contribute to this question?
I think as a working professional, I face the same, kind of concern where you're working and you only get your weekends. So I think what works for me is to prep as much as healthy cooking as I can on my weekends. Thankfully, access to Instagram has given me a lot of access to these weekend prep hacks, which help me store, do all the pre-cooking over the weekend, like make a salad dressing or, just chop and wash and chop some leaves and keep and all of that. So then I use that through the week. Like Pankaj said, I think it's all about making that conscious choice that time between opening that packet of chips and eating an apple is a split second. If you're able to control yourself and know that you're doing something better for yourself and for your body in that moment, then I think you've done it. So I think it's about how much you love yourself. Eating healthy is an act of self-love, and these days, since all the Gen Zers are into loving themselves, I think you have really done yourself a favor if you eat an apple over a packet of chips. So that's something that you have to think about.
Okay, Ramya, would you want to contribute to this question?
Yeah, pretty much what she was trying to tell me. So I'm a meticulous planner.
Okay.
I plan everything about the next day,
Okay.
including the food I eat. So
Okay.
being a person who is who works in films, who has to travel a lot, there can't be a possible day where things can go according to plan when it comes to my nutrition. So once I go somewhere, land in a new destination, the first thing I would do is go to the nearby grocery market, pick up some fruits, pick up some, possibly less ingredient, less preservatives, fresh products which are available. And then I start doing at least one meal for sure, which is in my control. In the hotel room that I am in, breakfast, for example, in most of the hotels, they have a big spread. And most of the hotels have a good, decent amount of fruits and cereals and the fresh idlis and everything. So if I do a good breakfast, I know I need to be worried only about 2 more meals. And if I carry enough fruits on the go, and these days, thanks to the Swiggy, they also have healthy food menu, which is something one can explore. Now, I'm not talking to students. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just talking to people who want to be healthy. But specifically, if it has to be students, I think the wiser decision is planning in advance, not letting it go to a point where you're so hungry, you're lost, you do not know what to do, and you just want to grab what is in front of you. Rather, if you plan a bit in advance the previous day, saying that I'm going to not skip my meals, I'm going to have 3 full meals. And these 3 full meals, probably I'll have some boiled eggs, I'll have some fruits, I'll have some fresh idlis, and whatever else is in my control, I'll try to remain healthy. You can even have protein bars, there's nothing wrong in that. So those are my options which I normally go for.
All right, so in this conversation, we've also kind of spoken about the packet of chips and how easily it is accessible or available for all of us. Why is it so tempting? There was this line, no one can eat just one. So why is junk food so tempting? Why can't we stop after eating one chip? ऐसा कभी होता ही नहीं है कि एक चिप खाया फिर हमने सोचा कि अब कल खाऊंगा. You want to finish that packet. क्या ingredients उसमें कुछ होते हैं or is it the marketing? What is it?
No, I'll tell you. देखो पहले तो एक बड़ी different सी बात ये है कि if you've ever realized, we all say that the good and the evil is in us. Yes? Agree? Yes? है ना? ठीक है. So, where is the good? All inside you. Where is the evil? Where does the devil live? On your tongue. You say something wrong, you create problems for yourself. Right? So this 4-inch piece of tongue, believe me, is the root cause of a lot of problems for you. When you speak ill, when you speak wrong, and when you eat wrong. So where is all the temptation? On your taste buds. Where are the taste buds? On your tongue. Right? Down here, nothing matters. It's all the same. Right? It's just a piece of masticated and chewed and salivated and everything enzyme-acted glob of food that is going down. But everything rests over here. ठीक है? So what makes it so tempting, as far as chips are concerned, is believe me, the amount of salt that is added to it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So over salted dishes will always make you crave for more.
Okay.
Right? And they will always give you a feeling of not being satiated or not being satisfied. So you tend to reach out for more. And they also make you thirsty.
Achha.
The more is the amount of salt you eat, you know, you become thirsty. As a result, you reach out for that cola bottle as well.
Okay.
If you've ever noticed, I don't know how many of you have done this, but don't do this if you're under 18. If you've ever been to a bar, you will see peanuts.
Gujarat is a tri-state, ma'am. So
okay, tab theek hai. Peanuts are always for free on the side.
Yeah.
Yes, why is that so? They are salted peanuts. The more peanuts you consume,
the more you want to drink.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's the amount of salt that they add to all your starters, your fries, etc., that makes you reach out for more.
So does that also mean that, so when we talk about, you just mentioned cola, is it true that a bottle of cola has as many as 6 tablespoons of sugar? Is it true?
Absolutely true. 28 grams to 30 grams depending upon what brand you're consuming.
And how badly does that impact our bodies?
Plays havoc with your insulin levels. They boost up, they go up shooting. As a result, what happens? The metabolic activity is all gone for a toss in your body. And the more is the amount of sugar that you consume, you age faster. Right? It's a proven fact.
Okay.
Science says that the more sugar you eat, the faster you age. Right? And of course, your digestion, your insulin levels, it is playing havoc with everything. Says a person who's got 32 sweet teeth.
Okay. Would you want to contribute to what we were just talking? Why is junk food so tempting?
Yeah, what I felt in my own life was, it was tempting until I realized what exactly are they putting into it. Like, the more I started exploring to understand how a cola is made in the factories, or, you know, how these chips are made, and the amount of oil and the salt and the preservatives, most importantly, because they need to last. Anything which comes in a packet is dangerous to us. I have this habit of whatever I buy from a store, I first turn around and look at the backside of the packet, and if there is a name which is something I can't understand, if it's a chemical name, it's literally like consuming poison. And I would not want to do that to my body. So the minute you know that this is very dangerous, if I want to have potato chips, why don't we just chop some potato at, you know, at home, and then throw in some salt and spices and fry them in front of us and eat it right away? Whatever we want, whatever we crave, when we have the ability to do it by our own self, why would we want to do this to our body? And these days, the kind of, you know, hazards which come out of nowhere, some dangerous diseases, some cancer-prone stuff happening, you don't have a reason, you do not know where it stems from, but if and when you would know that this is all because of this unhealthy lifestyle that we've been having, and I'm not saying never have potato chips ever in your life, but everything in a moderation, and if you are able to understand the dangerous effects behind it and the ingredients which go into the making of it, if you imagine how it is being made and what you're doing to your gut by having it, I don't think you'd want to have again.
Very true, very true. So, all right. So when we talk about healthy eating and a fit life, what are the general myths that are associated with this term, healthy eating or being fit? Sonal, we can start from you.
That healthy food is not tasty. I think that's one of the biggest things people feel. Healthy food is boiled food, healthy food is steamed food. But trust me, if you spend enough time on Instagram like I do, you know, with hashtags like healthy but delicious or vegetarian and healthy and things like that, you will see so many ideas will pop up. Healthy food is delicious. Food that, you know, food that does justice to the way an ingredient tastes, makes a carrot taste like a carrot, makes a lettuce leaf taste like lettuce, makes jawar taste like jawar. I think that food is delicious. So I think that's one myth that badly needs to be shattered. Cooking things in the right way will make healthy food delicious. In fact, you know, like from the previous question that you took about how chips are bad for us and all of that. I'm just going to add to what Ramya said. There are so many options now, right? Because even industries are realizing that people are not going for processed food, so they're offering you options which have honest ingredients, which don't have preservatives. Eat that. Sometimes that crunch at 4 p.m. is necessary to make you feel excited. The fizz of kombucha is exciting over a cola, so eat that to satisfy those kinds of craving. And so I think that's my answer.
Okay. Would you want to add something to this? The myths of healthy food.
I completely agree with Sonal. It was something that I wanted to say myself, that yes, the biggest myth is that healthy food is not tasty. ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Healthy food is one of the tastiest foods you can enjoy. Why? For the simple reason you will be enjoying food for what it is, without all the additives and the unhealthy part of it, right? So, and your home cooked food, believe me, is very healthy, and you know how delicious it can be.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I must suggest, and I always suggest and mark out, is please follow the lead of nature. There is no teacher greater than nature. So if nature had decreed that we should get Loki and Taroi in summers and Gobi in winters, so be it. Right. There's a reason behind it. It is because it affects your body in a certain way.
True.
Right?
True.
So follow the lead of nature. Always eat local food, food which has a smaller carbon footprint, food which has traveled less to reach you. That food is the healthiest food for you. Eat seasonal food, like I just mentioned. Nature knows best. There's a reason why something is being grown in a particular season,
right,
and not the other season. Eat seasonal. And the fourth and the most important thing, again, which Ramya has already pointed out, is always read labels if you're picking up packs. And as she rightly said, if there is anything that you do not understand, don't pick up that packet at all. Right? There are healthier options available. They might cost you 2 rupees or 5 rupees extra, but that is the price you pay for your health. So it's for you to decide, your choice, your body. Who am I to say anything?
Pankaj, I'm going to listen to your advice on eating seasonal unless it's amras, because every Gujarati is freezing that for a year no matter what you say.
I was just about going to say that. In Gujarat, there's a practice that in summer, so for about a month or two, we get good aam and amras. And we freeze it. Layers freeze करके फ्रिज में रखते हैं, फिर विंटर में खाते हैं.
But then what has happened is, the moment you process something, आपने अगर उसको freeze कर दिया तो उसकी जितनी enzymatic activity है वो तो kill हो चुकी है, ठीक है? तो उसका जो आपकी body पे एक effect होता है वो तो negate हो चुका है, right? Freezing is one of the safest way of preserving food.
Okay.
So you can rest assured, you're safe there.
Okay, so now actually ऐसा हुआ है, हम healthy eating की बात कर रहे हैं, and let me also kind of touch upon fitness. And when we talk about fitness, तो अभी ऐसा हो गया है कि 6-pack मतलब अपन fit life में. How true is that notion? You can start with that. Yeah.
I'll start with this.
Please.
I think 6-pack is not sustainable for anybody. Like when we're talking about 6-pack for a man, we're talking about a 1-digit figure of body fat in their body. Let's say they prep up for a body competition, or something for a film. They have to literally go all out, go into a zero, almost like probably 5 grams or 10 grams of fat a day, starve themselves out, eat very, very less, go on a deficit, probably do extra cardio, all of that just to see those visible abs. And for nobody in this world, I think it is possible to sustain it forever, because we're all human beings and we don't have to go through that, and we all have one life to live. So it is normally, even for a bodybuilder, sort of a phase where they bulk and then they go into maintenance. After that, they go cut, and the form of, sorry, my mic is a little off. The final form of the cut is your 6-pack. This is how it turns out to be for a man. In the case of a woman, you can't even afford to go to a 1-digit figure of body fat because of your hormonal cycle. A woman has so many things that she undergoes in her life. So for an average woman, anywhere after she goes under 15 or 16% of body fat, she would stop getting her period. which is a big problem for her. So I don't think, at least in the Indian circle, I have found a woman who has six-pack abs in a natural and healthy way. Not possible. And it is definitely not sustainable. I think also somewhere the younger generation is more aware of the fact that this is just a facade. It's nice to see it when a Shah Rukh Khan does it for a film and shows his abs for a photo shoot, which he can look for life forever. And he's going to make tons of money through that. But why do we have to go through that? Being healthy is different. Having six-pack abs is another thing.
No, but don't we all go to the gym for that? हम जाते ही हैं कि थोड़े muscles हो जाएं, थोड़े abs दिख जाएं.
Yeah, but you're talking about six-pack abs. Is it about just looking good? I'm all for it. But is it about six-pack abs is the question that we need to...
नहीं, अपना family pack है, अपन life में sorted है. Yeah.
I think you can differentiate for yourself to understand whether you're healthy or whether and fit, or are you just body beautiful. If you're able to take part in adventure, if you're able to be and play free in nature, go for treks, enjoy swimming, go to the beach and run and all of that. If you're able to do that, you know you're healthy. When you're not able to do that, when you start panting like running for 2 minutes, you know that there is something that needs to be worked upon. So if you can work on, building your immunity, feeling more strength in your body, being able to do day-to-day activities with ease, I think you know that you're living a healthy life. It doesn't matter what your weight is. It matters how much you're able to cope with your day-to-day life and still feel energized at the end of the day.
So is that what you're saying is the definition of being fit?
I think that's my definition of being fit. I think it differs from people to people, and this is what it means for me.
Okay. Ma'am, would you want to add anything to this?
Okay. So for me, being fit is being able to carry on physical activity without feeling the pressure of it. How many of you can go up 6 flights of stairs without feeling the pressure or without panting? Raise your hands. 6 flights. Oh, excellent. Then you're fit. And I am fit. I may not look so, but I am. Believe me, I do try to hit the gym for an hour every day. Try to, right? But that is all to ensure that my cardiovascular health is good, right? And that I'm able to do what I am doing. I stand for about 12 to 14 hours a day, and I don't feel the pressure at all. I can climb 6 flights of stairs without feeling the pressure. I think that is how I describe fitness. Being able to lead a physically active life without feeling the pressure of it. If you can do that, you're fit. I may not be your, the curvaceous ones. I enjoy my food and it shows on me, but I enjoy my exercise too at times.
Very nicely put. So since we're talking about fitness, there's also a trend of taking supplements. What are your views about supplements? In particular, if I talk about protein powder.
Okay. In particular, protein powder, let's start there. Is it necessary?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Is it harmful? Maybe not. Depends
Okay.
upon the choice of protein powder and how much of it you're having and your own condition. So what I believe when it comes to fitness, when somebody approaches me as a health coach is, I think it's not one size fits all. It's something where it needs to be customized. Your food can be my poison and my food can be your poison, which means before I prescribe something like a supplement, if I'm an expert, if I'm a professional, I need to fully understand your creatine levels, how much protein your body can take, whether you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, what are the sources of protein you're having. On an average for someone, whether you work out or not, you need to have 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight. So let's say somebody is 50 kg, they need to have 50 grams of protein per day, irrespective of the fact whether they work out or not. But if we go and understand, like I was talking to some of the students who were very supportive and volunteers here, they were telling me that they have only 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day because in the hustle that they do every day, they sometimes forget to have lunch. And I was really concerned about the kind of lifestyle that they were leading, and I was talking to the girl with me for nearly 1 hour trying to explain it to her how important protein is for a woman as they age, for their bone density, for their muscle and everything. So this is where I stem back into the protein powder, because I'm a vegetarian. In fact, I'm trying to be a vegan. So my choices of protein, predominantly for someone who is a non-vegetarian, it's a very easy way to go, because there is a lot of amino acids, complete protein, incomplete protein, everything available when you have a non-vegetarian source available in front of you, at least eggs. If that's not an option, and if you work out, and if you need some muscle, you invariably lean towards protein powder. But because you want these cheap protein powders, which are not so expensive, the market has exploded into tons of options where if you get carried away and choose the wrong product, that might be harmful for you. But if you go through somebody ethical, and if you first of all fully understand how much protein you're having in a day, what is the amount you need to have, if you can cover it through natural sources, you're sorted. You don't have to go through a protein powder source.
Sonal, would you want to add something
I think
to this?
as a vegetarian, like she mentioned, if I got a protein bar for every time somebody asked me, how do you get your proteins, and I could open a protein bar shop. Because that's how much people ask you when you're a vegetarian, saying, where do you get your protein from and all of that. So actually, more than, having an answer to your question, I have a question for Ramya, is, tell me, if I don't want six-pack abs, if I want to work on, my own strength, do I really need to be eating external protein, or do you think the protein that I get from my daily meals is enough for me?
Yeah, it depends on what you're eating every day, that is the problem.
Basic Indian diet.
If you are a vegetarian, the probable protein sources lying in front of you is paneer, dal, lentils, that's it. Pulses. Maybe tofu, pulses, yeah. Let's take paneer. If you open up the nutritional value of 100 grams of paneer, it has triple the times of fat, I'm sure ma'am will agree with me, than protein. So while you're thinking that you're having protein, you're having a lot of saturated fat, which is going to be harmful for you, might lead to cholesterol. Let us take the example of the dal, pulses, lentils, all of that. It's more a carbohydrate source than a protein source. And even if you are going to have 200 grams of dal, which is not possible to have cooked dal in a meal, you're going to be flatulent, gassy, bloated all the time. This is not something you can do every single day for every single meal. And unless you eat so much of protein, you can't cover up that 50 grams of protein for 50 kg person every single day. If you go towards soy, tofu as your options, yes, that's a good option. But how much of them can you have every day? And some people have thyroid issues where they cannot have tofu, they cannot have soy. So end of the day, if you're somebody who works out, invariably, you'll have to lean towards that protein option externally for it to go consistent. And for a woman's body, unfortunately, unlike a man's body, you can't just gain muscle easily. It's a lot of work, lot of work. Sometimes I get very amused when women come and ask me, I was working out, now I feel very bulky. It's not possible. That's not muscle, that's fat. Probably because you're working out, you're eating a little more and you've gained a few kilos and you think it's muscle, but it's fat. So I feel like down the lane, there is a little adjustment you need to do for your protein, unless you're going to be meticulous about it. If there is someone who's so obsessed about eating, logs everything what they eat, know their macros, they do it on a MyFitnessPal app, they know what they're doing, and then I think you're confident. I did try that and then I gave up because it's not sustainable for me.
So you were saying something, right? So you said, before I say something, I want to ask a question.
No, I was in fact wanting my answer from her about as a vegetarian, because as a vegetarian, I don't subscribe to external protein, and I was kind of wanting to understand how important it is to subscribe to external protein in order to get your daily needs met, and I think I got my answer. Do I subscribe to protein powders? No, I don't. But I think after listening to her, it kind of has made me rethink my own philosophy.
Thank you. I think you made my day by saying that.
I think for a lot of the students here as well, I think I'm guessing there are many vegetarians in the house. Vegetarians?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of them.
There you go, yeah.
So Gujaratis are predominantly vegetarians.
Tell me about it. Gujaratis are predominantly vegetarian in their house. Let's say that.
And on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Can you hear how much they are laughing? Can you hear?
So, and on Tuesdays and Saturdays, usually. Ma'am, would you want to kind of weigh in when we talk about supplements or protein powder?
Okay, yes. So as Ramya rightly pointed out, the requirement for protein, especially for women, is a little, you know, now one thing that I realized while I was trying to fight this battle of the bulge, like is that one big reason why we women, despite working out so much or being so physically active, are unable to lose body fat is because we do not meet our daily protein requirements, right? So I am a non-vegetarian, I can take care of that, but I do not like to eat non-vegetarian food every day, so I switch over to eggs. Eggs are an excellent source of protein and a complete protein at that, but despite that, I'm unable to meet my daily targets of protein, so I do take some very good quality protein powder once a day.
Okay, all right. So now my
Confession, yes.
okay, my specific question to you, Pankaj ma'am. So you've represented India at South Asian community in Britain and at Wali Food Festival in New York and Cambridge University. So when we talk about all these flavors coming from across the world, how do you represent Indian culinary flavors or Indian taste to the Western world?
Unfortunately for us, the world has a very colored view of Indian food. They think of it only as curries, which unfortunately is a very wrong word to use because we don't have anything called curry powder over here in India. Okay? So when I went to Cambridge, I was invited there specifically to help people understand that Indian food is a little beyond your balti chicken and chicken tikka masalas. And so what we did over there was we did a series of workshops sharing recipes from across the country, north, south, east, west. Recipes that were first tried and tested out in the Medical Research Council laboratories and then shared with the people. And these were all authentic Indian recipes, right from a fish moili, right, to say panchfodan vegetable done with Bengali spices but with vegetables that were available in the UK. So stuff like that. And gatte ki sabzi from Rajasthan. And when people experienced those flavors, they were amazed that all these dishes taste so very different from the restaurant for the food that they have all been enjoying. So to break the myth that Indian food is not the food that you eat in these restaurants, is a big, I would say, task for all of us chefs. And many chefs are, trying to represent Indian food as it is. So there's this fight between the modern Indian version of Indian food and there's this regional representation of Indian food. So which one should be done? Somewhere we are trying to strike that right balance, trying to show the world how rich our regional cuisine is, and then trying to, maybe moderate it in a way that it should be more acceptable to their taste buds, just like we have done the Indo-Chinese food. Right? Or we have done to our pizzas and pastas. Everything has been Indianized over here. So maybe if we are sharing our flavors with them, tweak them a little to make them a little more acceptable to their taste buds. Because we grew up on garam masala.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So they cannot tolerate those heat levels or those spice levels simply because their country is a cold country. We are hot-blooded, hot country people. Our requirements are different. Yes, that is, as I said, listen to nature. Nature has a reason for everything. Okay?
Very true.
So that representation of Indian food in these various food festivals that we've been to has been an effort to show the world how different our food actually is from what they know it to be. And that is where the biggest challenge has always been.
All right. Great answer. I think she deserves a round of applause. And for the work that she's been doing, Chef Pankaj, guys, has been doing some amazing, amazing work when it comes to food and culinary art. Sonal, my question now to you is, whose samosa is it anyway?
If I'm going to tell you that, how can I get them to buy the book?
So we will plug it in and you will be sharing some ratio with me, right?
It's actually Central Asian, and the reason why and how is there in the book. It's pretty long winding, so I'm really going to request you to read the book to understand how all of us actually share so much of like food history. Like Pankaj just said that, people abroad think that Indian food is chicken tikka masala, and what's the other thing you said? Balti chicken.
Balti
and both
chicken.
of which have
Or the curry.
both of which have nothing to do with Indian cuisine. In
Yeah.
the sense, chicken tikka masala is UK, and Balti cuisine is actually Bangladeshi, now Bangladeshi, but originally is the other side of Kashmir, where the Balti region is. And that Balti food has nothing to do with what UK is thinking as Balti food. They think food you get in Balti, the curry and all of that is Balti cuisine, but it's not. Balti cuisine comes from Baltistan, and that food is absolutely different. It's beautiful. It has so much of influence coming from Central Asia, mixed with a little bit of Kashmiri food, and it's just so beautiful. And internationally they're not even talking about that yet.
I'm yet to ask my question.
Yeah, sorry. Indian food excites me. So when I read the list of questions and this question went to Pankaj, I was like, damn, I want to answer this one. So thank you.
No, so a lot of things that we eat, be it food or even vegetables and fruits, a lot of them don't belong to the Indian subcontinent. They've been brought here over the years, over centuries, and eventually kind of, modify kar karke, jo bhi gajar hai, ya potatoes, ya tomatoes, may not have been predominantly in the Indian subcontinent. Likewise, maybe even jalebis, even biryani, or even samosa could not have originated in India. I'm not an expert. They can talk about it more. But Sonal, can you tell us about some mysteries that you might have kind of uncovered while you were researching for your book?
So I feel this whole concept of this is Indian cuisine and that is not is something that needs to be questioned, because cuisine is evolving. Like human beings are evolving. Cuisine is a breathing, living entity that is evolving as civilization evolves. And when you start to look at cuisine like that, you will stop thinking of cuisine as something that's static. This is Indian food. No, this is Indian food in this era. That was Indian food in that era. So I think that is something that firstly needs to be understood, and I've tried to do that with this book. Unless you say that ingredients like barley or mango or certain spices that were indigenous to India are Indian cuisine, everything else becomes borrowed. Everything becomes borrowed. Your potatoes, your papaya, your peru, your tomato, your onions, everything is borrowed. So then chilies,
chilies are borrowed,
which is the core of Indian cuisine, is borrowed. So then how do you say this is yours and this is mine? Let's just say everything belongs to the world and we are all global citizens. So we're going to eat, as long as we're eating sustainably, as long as we're eating what is growing on our land and reducing carbon footprints, I would say that's your food.
Okay, I think you wanted to add something to this? No, okay. So I'll quickly go to Ramya. Your book, Stop Waiting, not wait, W-A-I-T, wait as in W-E-I-G-H.
It's here.
Okay, stop waiting. So that's your personal fitness journey, right?
Yeah.
So how does one kind of maintain the balance of, so if I want to be fitter, should I eat less or work out more, or how do I strike a balance there?
Exactly what you said. You need to strike a balance. So if the target is weight loss or fat loss, what you always can start with can definitely make you go up extra notch is the nutrition. There are people who are a little lazy, they don't want to work out, but they're happy to eat less. So, or if you're an obese person, rather, the first thing where you would instantly see results is, let us say you're eating 2,500 calories. And then you suddenly start reducing to 2,400 or 2,300. In a matter of few days, you'll see that weight on the number scale go down. That's your first one. But as and when you've reduced, like let's say you've reduced the first 5 kilos out of your body fat is coming down, now it'll start plateauing. When it starts plateauing, then you start doing something which you enjoy, an activity you enjoy. And invariably, I would support something like strength training, because that's the only area where it's not too much of endurance and you're able to do a workout which will also help you preserve your muscle. In all other areas, if you go all out, let's say you're going to go for a dance class and just go jump every day 2 hours, you're going to spend a lot of calories, you will lose a lot of weight, but then you're also losing your muscle, which we don't want as much as possible in your fat loss journey. So I would say start with nutrition, then as and when required, start getting into some sort of a training. And the third part, which people don't normally understand, is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. In simple terms, movement. Okay. So you need to keep moving all the time. You need to keep walking, fidgeting. You can't, what we're doing exactly now is not healthy at all.
Start moving.
Yeah, something or the other. We need to keep shaking ourselves up, walk, take a flight of stairs, park your car or your vehicle somewhere far away and then walk your way down to the building. You need to really keep yourself engaged, which is what I think the previous generation used to do, which is what we are not doing, and that is why we are getting a lot of these lifestyle diseases happening. So part 1 is nutrition, part 2 is training, and I know a lot of people like, I'll go slog in the gym every day for 1 hour in the morning, and after that I'm going to be fully sedentary because that's my job. I understand your job, but you need to do something and figure it out. You need to set up reminders on your phone. You need to be more active and agile. You'll probably have to make it up in the second half of the day with a small walking session in the evening. Go play with your children. Whatever it is, I think all 3, along with sleep, which is also neglected, because when you're not going to sleep for a proper 7 to 8 hours every day, can I ask for another mic? Because I don't know if it's distracting you, but it is totally distracting me. Yeah.
Hello.
So that's sleep 7 to 8 hours. If you slacken that, which again, that's the youngster generation mindset. Whatever happens, I will sacrifice my sleep and work. That is another killer, because then your stress hormones, your cortisol shoots up, and all that stomach fat deposits which you see invariably are cortisol deposits, which is not going down, and that's because you're not sleeping. So all of that put together is when you're going to get a holistic approach towards fat loss.
Seeing the faces of these children, they're like, oh, we have to sleep well, we have to eat well, we have to have protein shake, we have to work out, we have to watch Netflix, we have to study in exams, all of that. That's hard.
Yeah, watching
hard
Netflix,
life, guys.
watching Netflix can
You will
be
do it.
ignored, That's the only thing.
So I am hoping that this was an interesting, entertaining and an enriching session.